Howdy, everybody. The World Wrestling Entertainment, I was about to say Federation, World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE, has kicked off 2024 and one of the craziest TV deals and streaming deals you've ever heard. And amongst that, you have probably the most important Royal Rumble ever, where everything's on the line. So, amongst this big news and WWE just keeps rolling, we got to get into it. And we're about to cover our third ever Royal Rumble on this show. We got Ryan here, AJ's here, Jose's here. Everybody, what's going on?
How's it going, Matt?
Hey, what's going on?
What's up? Like I said, this is the most important Royal Rumble of all time. And Ryan, you can't deny that. I just want to let you know everything is on the line here.
I wasn't going to deny it, actually. I mean, you do speak very hyperbolically most of the time, but this is a very important Royal Rumble for a lot of reasons, which we'll get into. So I wasn't actually going to deny it this time.
Exactly, man. But amongst that, and before we actually cover the event, it has to be discussed that the very week of the Royal Rumble, which, by the way, will be this Saturday, January 27th at 7 p.m. on Peacock, it was announced at one of Peacock's competitors that the streaming giant Netflix acquired WWE's Raw in a $5 billion deal. The deal will begin in 2025, and it is lasting 10 years. It's a 10-year agreement, a big leap into live events for the streaming platform. So WWE and Netflix, they're the ones who are partnering together. How about this, guys? Some things to talk about here. Number one, it's Netflix. It was discussed throughout the last year with an expiring TV deal between USA Network and WWE. Where could Raw wind up? Amazon was mentioned, Disney was mentioned, Peacock was mentioned, but it was Netflix, the OG, the original. Too. Well, yes,
Fightful Select did a whole thing about Netflix. Sorry, just wanted to point that out.
Anyways, but Netflix is the one to acquire WWE's Monday Night Raw. SmackDown's going to USA Network themselves. They're leaving Fox. But the big thing here, Netflix trying to establish themselves between the other big streamers and especially providing live events. They've only done live stand-up shows like Chris Rock's, for instance, but they're deciding to take the wrestling route. Arguably the biggest name in streaming and the biggest name in professional wrestling coming together. What do we think about this partnership?
I know Ryan wants to start this.
I can start. So I think from a money standpoint, right? This is like, again, as you said, the biggest deal they could possibly have made. The particulars are they've got 5 years, and then Netflix can drop it if they so choose.
5 years, they have an option on this team option.
And if they keep it for the next 5 years, so they do the full 10, they then have a second option to renew for 10. So this can go from anywhere from 5 years to 20 years, this deal, the way it's structured. So that's just an insane amount of money for WWE. Was that $5 billion valuation for Raw, just Raw, SmackDown not included, NXT is on the CW not included. I guess international shows are on Netflix too. So if you're not listening from the United States, that's where you'd watch like WrestleMania and all that stuff. So that could be part of the $5 billion worth. But yeah, in the US, it's just Raw. And so that's an insane amount of money. I think, though, just personally, I do think that free TV plays an important part in acquiring new fans. I know myself personally, the reason I'm doing the show, the reason I write about wrestling, the reason I watch wrestling was at some random point in like when I was 7 years old, a friend called to tell me that SmackDown was on, and I flipped to the channel on a Friday night. Like, I didn't need a subscription. I didn't need to sit down and actually watch the show. It was just, I was flipping through. My friends had been talking about it and it was on. And so I watched. And you won't have that on Netflix. I mean, I think Netflix has roughly the same, if not more, household viewers than USA Network does. So I don't know.
I think it goes down to 98 million possible homes to watch it on USA Network to over like
Right.
220 with
Well,
220 million with
I believe
Netflix.
that's international, the 220 number, but even still, like it's a lot. So I don't. It's not like they won't have potential viewers. I just really do think you're far more likely to scroll through a channel and find something you like than just randomly watch a Netflix show. So I do think that this could pose a problem for growing the fan base if too much of it goes behind the paywall. It's going to make the Raw superstars feel kind of weird too, because again, they won't have that same television exposure. And I do think there's something about that that's important. But money wise, there's no arguing. This is, I mean, insane money. This was a good call in terms of bottom line dollars and cents. So I get why they made it.
You want me to go?
Yeah, you can go.
Sure. Go ahead, Jose.
I'm gonna bitch about this deal. All right. So now what Matt didn't say is now Netflix is just put out a press release the same day this bull crap, and now telling me my $11.99 monthly payment is going on up. And
did see
now
that.
it's going up, and now they're gonna still add ads to it. So now realistically, we're the ones paying for it. That little $5 billion deal, whatever the hell it is.
I mean, I would argue that I'm always gonna get ad free Netflix. I don't
Yeah.
for Netflix.
Yeah.
Like even if WWE wasn't on Netflix, I would always be getting the ad free Netflix because I watch a lot of Netflix. So again, for me personally, this doesn't matter. But to your point, Jose, like, when you put it behind a paywall, I do think you take you take money out of a smaller pool of people. You don't have the same reach. I really do think that. And I could be totally wrong. I don't have any viewership data in front of me, and I'm not a network exec. But I actually agree with you, Jose. Like adding money, I get why they're doing that too. But it's just going to make the number of people watching smaller, my opinion.
Does that mean they're taking it completely off live television?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
it'll be
That's
live
crazy.
on Netflix, I believe.
No,
So,
but
like
it's
Like it'd
live
be
on
almost
Netflix.
like how Amazon Prime streams the
Yeah.
football games on Thursdays. It'd be Netflix. They'd be streaming Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. And no
Oh, okay.
commercials. If you're commercial free, if you pay for commercial free Netflix, you would have no commercials for Raw, which is crazy.
So
But
it would just
don't
be
you-
a straight 3 hours.
I hope it's less than 3 hours.
Yeah.
I hope that's
They
so
shorten the
much
time.
time. 3 straight hours of wrestling is a really long time.
But don't you think and I know this is a hard comparison. If we're talking about the loyal fan base, right? And nobody competes with the NFL. But the one thing Peacock proved with its NFL viewership, that people will pay for it if they're desperate enough, especially for a playoff game like that. So 23 million people tuned into Peacock. Now WWE has a very big audience themselves. So don't you think that people will still roll their way in there because of the loyalty?
So yeah, I think some will. I'm thinking like for myself. Again, obviously I have Netflix, but I know a lot of people are like,
Can I
I
say
remember
one thing
watching.
too?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Let's be real. Tell me who the hell doesn't have Netflix in the United States?
Oh,
I'm sure there's some people who live in the boondocks who don't have TV. No, if there's a strong possibility somebody has Netflix. That's the one thing.
So I'll be honest with you.
Out of the one subscription service, it's Netflix you have. It's almost by default. I mean, they have their own word. They have their own
Oh, the Netflix and chill.
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
that. That's how big they are.
But you just said it. You kind of hit the nail on the head. Like, who are the people who won't have Netflix? If you draw that Venn diagram with the people who watch professional wrestling, it's just a circle, Matt. I do think that
so you're saying the people who can't afford Netflix are the wrestling
you just
fans
said the
out here?
Boondocks people are the folks who don't have
I'm
Netflix.
not generalizing. I'm not calling
you
them
said
wrestling
those
fans. I'm not
words.
I'm not calling them wrestling fans though.
And I'm saying they are. Saying there's a lot of wrestling fans who are in that category of people who, for whatever reason, probably don't have Netflix. I do think that this.
I don't think they're going to move the needle for them.
But I do think, just in general, wrestling ultimately grows off of young, especially WWE wrestling. I mean, we're seeing AEW's numbers right now. AEW is built for the adults in the room, and it's can't sell 1,000 tickets. So WWE has always been smart in that they know young children are the next generation of fans. And this makes it harder for young children to watch, period. If mom and dad have Netflix, then you can watch it. That's great. But I didn't ask my mom or my dad to stay up till 11 o'clock. I snuck downstairs to watch Raw on Mondays. Like, there was no permission structure. You can't sneak onto your parents' Netflix account. So I don't know. I do personally think that in the long run, this could have a problem with getting younger viewers to stay.
I will say that this younger generation is very tech savvy.
That's true. So like I said, I'm not an executive. It might just be totally different. I'm just thinking about my own experience. That free component was incredibly important, and I think you lose something if you make everything behind a paywall. But right now they haven't. You still got NXT, you still got SmackDown, so it's not a problem yet. It's just a future problem potential.
Yeah, we'll ultimately see where this lies, but that is in 2025.
But
so
you also know they're going to Netflix now. You just took away the ratings, like the rating number that everybody worries about every week. It's gone.
That means we can only use cage match. Tony Khan's going to be right. We can only use cage match star ratings.
Yes, we'll ultimately have to see, but that is a next year thing. We'll see where this ultimately leads up to, but definitely very interesting for the future, especially any additional programming, seeing the Netflix documentaries now having a wrestling chapter there. Should be pretty cool. And with that, now let's actually talk about the name of the show, of this particular episode, and discuss this year's Royal Rumble. As I mentioned, Royal Rumble 2023 is going to be a big deal for various reasons. And I want to talk about the matches right there. There's only 4 matches announced. There could be a couple more added in the next couple of days. But ultimately, I think these 4 matches will be a lot of fun to talk about. So why don't we just get into it right now? Let's talk about the men's Royal Rumble match. All right. It's January 2023. The men's Royal Rumble match is about to begin. Why don't I just take this into a gambling aspect and tell you who they believe here in let's see what bookmakers actually decide. Let me restart that. Let us see what the bookmakers thought let us see. Oh boy. Just kidding, everybody. Let us talk about the 2024 men's Royal Rumble, and let's talk about who the bookmakers actually believe will win this event. So according to Action News Network, CM Punk is your favorite to win the men's Royal Rumble at -227, with Cody Rhodes right behind him at +200, The Rock at +400, he's third, Gunther at +600, LA Knight at +700. And it goes as far as Pat McAfee at +15,000. So who would have thought if that happens? But if we're going to go from here, a lot has changed. We know Seth Rollins is injured but hasn't relinquished the title. I mean, for somebody who tore a ligament in his knee to come back 3 months later, that is something else. But ultimately, with this injury, the possibilities are endless. So I told you what the bookmakers think. It clearly should be LA Knight. Whoever thinks otherwise, you are a dummy.
LA Knight isn't even in the match.
I don't care. He still should be in.
He's not even in the match.
He still wins. But that's my favorite into this.
Shot.
That's my favorite into this. Clearly here, CM Punk's the only actual favorite here. Everyone else is an underdog.
That's shifted as of today, but we'll get
to Ryan, you tell us what you think is going to happen. I'm just telling you what BetMGM.
No, I know, and I'm saying that today, as of 10 minutes ago when I checked, the betting lines have closed pretty tightly, and I'll just start then.
Well,
because the winner,
where's yours getting your?
So the winner,
where are you getting yours.
All right, someone else go first because Matt's questioning me. So I'm gonna find a tweet. AJ, you go with your predictions first.
All right. I got one person that I got, as a special entry coming in. I don't think he's gonna win it, but I think RVD is gonna be one of those like mystery opponents to come in.
I like that.
But between Cody and CM Punk, because I think honestly, I don't think The Rock's gonna win it. I got to go with Punk. I think he's gonna challenge Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Because I think Cody, I think there's still unfinished business between him and Roman Reigns. Yeah.
Do you really have RVD as a surprise appearance?
Yeah,
A surprise one,
this.
yeah. I want him to show up.
This
Yeah.
is my favorite.
After the last year of him in AEW.
Oh my god, I totally forgot he was in AEW.
That is not happening.
When
I
Andrade
totally
was
forgot.
in AEW, he's going to be in the match.
Oh, Andrade.
Who?
When does
Who?
his contract expire? Actually,
That's different. He's already signed. They're gonna wait for the Rumble. That's a given.
You ready, Matt?
But
Yes, Ryan. Tell me who you think. You don't
So
have to tell. We're
Okay.
going off these odds. Just if there
Fair
are
enough, fair
odds,
enough.
just
There are other odds.
it
You
up.
can look into it. But the winner of this year's Royal Rumble is 100% going to be Gunther. 100%.
you mother effer, you took my pick.
100% going to be Gunther. Here's the deals. First of all, I love Seth Rollins. AJ really loves Seth Rollins. We know this.
that's my boy, man. That's my boy.
But let's say the recovery started Monday, which we know it didn't because he didn't even know it was wrong until Monday. That would be what? The 23rd, 22nd? That's 2 months. He has 2 months to recover from this injury to be ready for the beginning of April. It's
let's
never
be real.
going to happen.
That was a stupid booking decision. You cannot. You'd have to
They
be
just
God.
don't want to throw another title match onto Royal Rumble, so they're not going to. And then in Australia, they're going to figure out a way to do a World Heavyweight title match. Because let's be honest, Roman's not probably going to Australia. Gunther can't go to Australia because of his visa. Seth obviously won't be competing in Australia because his knee is broken. So they're going to vacate this thing soon, and they're going to have a title match, probably an Elimination Chamber for the title in Australia. But just factually, Seth Rollins is not going to be healthy by WrestleMania. He's just not. So with that in mind, CM Punk needs a new opponent. And there's only two people who are credible opponents for CM Punk, and that's Roman Reigns, and that's not going to happen. And as of Monday, that's Cody Rhodes, which is going to happen. So Cody's not going to finish the story, at least not at WrestleMania. He's got Punk. They're going to cost each other the Rumble. Gunther's winning the Rumble, and he's going to beat whoever, I don't know, Drew McIntyre. It doesn't really matter who wins the title at Elimination Chamber. They're going to lose to night one to Gunther. And when Seth Rollins is finally back and healthy, they've already laid the groundwork for Seth to reclaim that title off of Gunther. It's Gunther, 100%. I'm locking it in.
Now,
Gunther, by the way, Matt, he's the one, that's who I was alluding to. He's come to even odds, 3-2 odds with CM Punk on certain betting sites as of like 10 minutes ago. So
perfect.
So can I ask you a question on your logic?
My logic, go ahead.
Yeah, so I agree with you. It's going to be Gunther, by the way.
Cool. That's crazy. We never do that. That's how you know it's happening.
Who fights Roman Reigns?
Probably The Rock, but
that's
right.
right.
You think Rock's going to actually come back?
So I think genuinely that right now internally they have The Rock as questionable and they have Seth Rollins as questionable. I think that Seth's definitely not going to make it. I think Rock is about a coin toss whether he actually shows up or not. But you have nothing else for CM Punk to do besides Cody Rhodes if Seth Rollins isn't back. So I think it's far less risky to have Gunther win the heavyweight match or the Rumble match and book it. And then if you have time and you don't have The Rock, you can figure out a way to make that match happen with Cody. Honestly, after watching the last 2 episodes of SmackDown, Randy Orton is one of the most over stars in the company. I don't know why. I wouldn't even pretend to tell you why everyone is really into
awesome.
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton.
No, I don't mean like why and
simple
like
as
I don't
that.
like him. I just mean like he's been
I'm
around
sorry,
a long
Ryan.
time.
Cody's not finishing his story at Mania. You don't have to take it out on us.
No, he's definitely not finishing his story. I don't think he's finishing at Mania, but Randy Orton is very popular, more so than he's been in a long time. So honestly, if they want to do Orton and Reigns one-on-one at WrestleMania, they could easily do that if The Rock pulls out and can't do it. But yeah, I think that it just, if you can't do Rollins and Punk, you need to do Punk versus Cody. And so it's best to just leave both of them out of the Royal Rumble picture, and you can figure out the rest later once you know who's actually showing up in Philadelphia. But Gunther's the safest bet. You know he's going to be there. You know he's championship material.
Oh,
It
yeah.
works on a lot of levels. So I think that's the safest bet they have, because they don't know about Seth really, and they don't know about The Rock really. And so that's my 2 cents on that.
Who do you think he would just hold the IC title to?
I mean, I'd love to see like Ludwig Kaiser cost him that belt, so they break up Imperium, or maybe Jey Uso takes
cool.
the title off of him. It'd be cool to have the Usos match, have some stakes besides my brother. Although I don't even know that Usos match is happening in Philly anymore. If the Bloodline's not breaking up in Philly,
that Uso match is happening in Philly.
well, because I mean, that means the Bloodline's going to be broken before he loses the title, and I don't actually know that that's going to happen.
Jimmy and Jay will have something. Something's going to happen in the Rumble with them too.
Right. So I'm saying like the Uso match is kind of, in my opinion, up in the air, because now the plan has changed and they may not be breaking up the Bloodline till this summer. So in my opinion, you can have Jay hold the IC title for a little bit if you need to. So I think that they have options to get the IC title off of Gunther. I don't think he should hold both, but we'll see.
If Gunther's winning the title, he'll just let the IC title go on.
Right, they could just make him vacate
a stupid tournament.
Yeah, they could just, he vacates it because he's going to win the world title, and then at WrestleMania they have like the finals for the championship, which could be a great way to get a bunch of people, time in the road to WrestleMania, build a cool match out of that. So, yeah, I don't know what they'll do, but they'll do something.
Ryan, I gotta ask you this. I know you're a Cody fan. When do you think the story will be finished?
So my thing is, I do believe this. Think of like everyone in your minds. Think of all the shows everybody hates on TV.
Mm-hmm.
It's always because of one of two things. I mean, other than shows, like I'm talking good shows that people ended up hating. I'm not talking about shows that were trash from the beginning.
Like a Game of Thrones.
Right. Or Walking Dead. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
Dexter.
It did one of two things. It went for too long, or it went too fast. Those are the two things that kill a good show, a good story. The Bloodline, in my opinion, is danger close to too long. Like danger close. I would say they passed too long. Personally, I know other people disagree, but I think everyone, even the people who still like the Bloodline, can agree we're getting there. We're getting to a point where it's getting silly. So if they have The Rock, they should do The Rock. Or even if they don't have The Rock, they do the WrestleMania thing. This cannot go past. I was just looking at the calendar. They don't have a SummerSlam date yet, but the only gap they have is the end of July, beginning of August, because they got Bash in Berlin end of August, and they got Money in the Bank beginning of July. All international shows, by the way, after WrestleMania. They don't have a single domestic show. So that'll be SummerSlam, the domestic show. That's got to be where it happens. It can't be anywhere else. I can't go any longer than that. We cannot drag this to WrestleMania 41. It will have jumped the shark several times over after July. If it hasn't already, that's where we'll be at. So I say, not even as a Cody fan, just as someone who doesn't want to see one of the best things they've booked in a long time be one of the most despised angles in WWE history, it's got to end this summer. It just has to. One way or another. It doesn't have to be Cody. They just got to end the Bloodline this summer at this point.
All right, my last question with the men's side. With the favorite in, or with somebody who is likely getting a title shot in CM Punk. Let me ask you, CM Punk's in WWE right now. I'm sure you're all happy about it, right?
Yeah.
What happened when he left the last wrestling company?
What do you mean? What happened to him or the company?
How did it all unfold? How did he become a free agent?
He choked his boss out.
Yeah.
There you go. Perfect. You couldn't say it any better, Jose.
You're welcome.
So call me crazy, but the fact of the matter is, CM Punk, maybe he didn't hit me like other wrestling fans are, and I am aware of his presence and legacy. But you're telling me for somebody who literally choked somebody, his boss, somebody who can go to jail if they weren't famous enough to do what he did, he goes to the competitor and gets rewarded with a WrestleMania main event. And these fans that just literally are crying over him, and these fans who will give up their child for somebody named CM Punk. It is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm sorry, AJ.
Stop being a hater, Matt. Stop being a hater.
Man,
Stop being a hater.
I'm such a hater of CM Punk. I don't like him. And I'm aggravated that he's getting a WrestleMania shot after literally being
he's
an
also
asshole
not,
about it.
He's not getting a WrestleMania shot. No one has predicted that. I mean, maybe you did, but
he's going to get it. He's going to winning. He's getting it. I'm the pipe bomb.
Any match?
Whoa. No, he's going to get a WrestleMania main event.
Not this year.
What do you mean not this year?
You know what? I'm going to change my pick. Since he took Gunther, I'll take Punk.
Okay.
So Jose thinks CM Punk's getting the CM Punk main event, but main event
as somebody who will
matches.
Put his hands and point at the sign.
Okay, see, here's my theory on that. All right, because I was thinking of Ryan. Ryan convinced me to go the other way. All right,
that's not great. I explained my idea, and you're like, actually, that's trash.
Yeah, well, I don't think The Rock is fighting. I don't think The Rock is going to take WrestleMania.
That's totally true.
Well, then it kind of leaves me. So now it leads me to because what's his name? He's Roman Reigns is not going to be at Elimination Chambers, so that's a total waste. So that means you kind of leave yourself 2 months to set the biggest storyline. That's going to so rush it, and Rock is always known to be the one that always loved long programs. Look at John Cena 2 years in a row. It's 2 years for 2 freaking matches. So you expect me to freaking believe that Rock's going to come back and handle the biggest story, probably the biggest match in the last 5 years and do it within 2 months, 2-3 months. It's not happening. I can see it for next year, build it up to next year. I can see Cody winning the Elimination Chambers and going and picking this fighter. Since CM Punk is going to pick Seth, it leaves no choice but to have Cody win Elimination Chambers, and then
Seth's not going to be at Mania. That's my entire pick is based on the fact that there's no way I put money on it now.
Seth is going to be
at WrestleMania.
Seth is going to be on the show, and that was one of the reasons why I would take Gunther, is because Seth will be on the show. Because there's no way in hell on Raw they would have put the title up. You're not having him spit 15 minutes. I'm a fighting champ, and I will guarantee
that he didn't tear his MCL. That he didn't tear his MCL. That's fine.
He has a grade 2. Grade 2 is not that bad. If it was grade 3,
4 months recovery. He's got to do 4 months and 2 months.
Okay, so you can do. I mean, if you stay off his foot, he's not wrestling. Obviously, he's not going to be on any shows. He's not doing it.
Even if it is Cody Roman, right, and they're not doing Rock this year, then I think that still means that Cody's winning the Rumble and CM Punk's going to win the heavyweight title that's vacated by Seth. Seth's not at WrestleMania, so therefore there's no way to have that match at WrestleMania, and therefore there's no reason for CM Punk to win the Royal Rumble. There's just no reason for that.
Cody Rhodes fought with a tear pec.
Rollins can do it. Rollins can do it.
You can Rollins
making it to Mania.
I don't know.
Hop around WrestleMania.
That's how it.
Matt, back me up here. Matt, back me up.
Cody
how do you get? That's a tough
Rollins
one.
said it on Raw himself.
But you need the legs to move.
You need
that
legs
man
to move.
Is a man of his word.
He moved on Raw. He walked to the ring. It wasn't like he was carrying to the ring.
So he could take some bumps.
Obviously, he's not going to be the star of the show. He's not going to do backflips like a fucking Alexa Bliss. But he can get in there if Punk carry him. Punk's gonna do, or Gunther is gonna do the heavy lifting of the whole damn thing. And you already know if it's Gunther's gonna beat the crap out of him for 45 minutes.
And then Rollins will retain the championship.
Oh, no, I'm not with him on that part, but I think
he's gonna win the whole thing.
All right. Well,
I'm down with Rollins, not Punk, because Punk has shows me if you're famous and rich enough, You could choke people out too and get rewarded for it. You want to teach your kids that?
The champ's coming soon.
Oh man, I don't like CM Punk.
I know you don't, Matt, but he's a big
So-
star, so they're gonna make sure he feels nice and special. Sorry.
If
Like
Rock
The
doesn't
Rock.
if Rock doesn't show up at Royal Rumble, that it's not happening in WrestleMania.
Well,
It's
we'll
just-
get into that a little later with
we'll
the
get into
Fatal
that later,
4-Way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we'll save that for them. But why don't we now focus on the women's side? Women's Royal Rumble 2024. So why don't we, Ryan, you do have the most updated odds. So why don't you just say what's going on there?
Sure. Hold on one second.
Would you go with like the top 5?
Yeah, let me get the odds pulled up again. These are all from 411 Mania, by the way.
Sweet.
So the Rumble odds for the women's, we got Bailey at 7-5, Becky at 2-1, Jade Cargill 3-1, Nia Jax 8-1, and the currently injured Raquel Rodriguez at 9-10.
She's not
All
in
right,
the
top
match.
5 there.
That's the
We
top
have
5,
to
yeah.
we have to have Bailey win this. Obviously, it's her
Bailey!
time. It's her time
Oh.
for her friends to turn her back on her. Then she'll be a heel everybody loves, and then God bless America. Let's go, Bailey. Bailey is my pick for your winner of the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble match.
AJ, who do you got? Since that was an interesting reaction.
Bailey. Come on. We gotta go with Becky on this.
Oh,
Gotta
I mean-
go with Becky on this.
Becky
I know
2
you guys
times?
hate it. I saw everybody's
hate
face
it.
when I said it, but just hear me out. Becky versus Rhea Ripley.
Well, that's happening for sure. I just don't know if she's
Rhea
going to win the
Ripley,
Rumble.
Rhea. I don't wrestle either.
Come on.
Rhea Reigns.
Come on now.
Yeah, Reigns.
And then guess what? We're gonna have we're gonna have Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins as championship at WrestleMania.
They're gonna have a nice
I'll
big
be honest,
romantic
AJ.
moment.
Do you remember last time that happened? Last time they
Um,
had both titles, that was trash. That was one of the worst
Yeah.
runs in both of their careers when they were both champion together. Just pointing that
Yeah.
out there.
It's okay. Let it happen again. Watch what happens.
Let it happen again. Try it
Yeah.
again. Second time's the charm. What about you, Jose? What do you think?
I'm going Bailey.
Yeah, I want to be different. I want to be different so badly, but it's Bailey.
It's definitely Bailey.
I want it to be Sasha, but I don't think she's coming. I really do. I really want to be wrong and have Sasha win this Rumble.
Why not? That is a cool person, Sasha Banks.
Oh, it's very cool. I just don't think she's going to work for the company. It'd be very hard to be the winner when you don't work there.
That's why she wants more money.
It's not money. I think she wants more. It's more of her.
Respect.
Honestly, I think she just already signed the contract and she can't get out of it. You want my opinion? I think she probably would go to WWE, but she probably already signed with AEW. So,
really?
Yeah, that's my guess. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I would love to see, even if Bailey does win, I'd love to see like when Damage Control turns on Bailey, which has to be soon if they're going to do Bailey winning. I'd love to see Sasha come out for the save and like they do a little bit like of a the boss and hug connection thing for a couple months leading up to the match at Mania. I would love for Sasha to come, even if she's not going to be in the match and win the match, but I think that there's just too many signals that she's still going to AEW. They're throwing in little signals that, oh, she might be coming to WWE. Like, it's possible.
They could also be lying because they are dying. They're a lame duck wrestling company.
I mean, I don't think they're dying, but yeah, they definitely are doing well.
WCW 2000.
Well, yeah, but the difference is that Tony Khan has his personal checkbook. That
Keep it alive.
Yeah, no, seriously, I'm not even kidding you.
I actually agree with you.
I mean,
but still,
we weren't gonna talk about him, but you know, Okada, I don't think he's coming to the Rumble match, but I think that there's every chance he ends up going to AEW instead of WWE, despite only WWE making sense because Tony Khan just has so much money. But so yeah, I think she probably already signed and is just kind of bummed, but is what it is. So I think barring a Sasha Banks appearance, it's got to be Bailey. It's a SmackDown woman to balance a Raw guy in my mind, which they like to do. It's the best women's wrestling story since, as Matt pointed out pretty correctly, Rhea Ripley is not like huge on the wrestling thing.
Another person
Recently,
I don't like,
but
or the boring day.
right. Well, live, laugh, love, Matt. Tom and
Live,
Nick
laugh, love.
Mysterio are very disappointed in your opinion.
I don't care.
But
Damian
yeah.
Priest, Mr. Oh, look at me with my suitcase. Oh, I'm so bad listening to heavy metal. You can't stop me. Yes, you can. Cash the damn thing. Man.
Well, they might do that soon, especially if Seth's hurt.
Well, cash the United States title and use and waste
No,
another run for
remember
Money in the
when
Bank.
remember when
LA Knight.
Becky was going to be a mom and they just had Asuka, who was the Money in the Bank, cash in and
just
get the
gave
title.
it her. Yeah.
If Seth finally has to relinquish, Damian could come out and be like, that's mine.
All right, you need to let go of that. Relinquish. This is not happening. They would have done it on Monday.
He's going to relinquish. Guys, he's going to
He's not. He
There's
would have
no
just
way.
done it.
There's no way. There's no way he's going to be there.
Maybe he just straight up lied about the injury. There's no
Maybe.
injury at all.
Maybe. If he's
From
at
your
WrestleMania, then he
Mr.
lied
Jinder
about what
Mahal.
happened. What's wrong with Jinder Mahal?
Exactly. No one cares about him anymore.
Don't hinder my gender. Come on.
Exactly.
Oh my
What are we
God.
doing with all
Come
this
on.
hindering, Matt? This is Jinder's catching strays. He's not even in the match.
Exactly, for a reason, because he stinks.
He'll be in the
Well,
Rumble.
he'll be in the Rumble, definitely.
Oh yeah, he will.
So,
Number
also, what about our
30.
girl Jade Cargill? Will we finally see her show up?
That's a good question. What do you think?
He will.
Yeah, they have to, or why sign her?
I don't think they
I
will.
think they show. Well, I mean,
She should definitely be on there.
she's not hurt. She. There's videos of her training. What's taking so long? What are we waiting for?
You want my honest opinion?
Yes.
She's not that good at professional wrestling yet.
Oh.
I love the Jade Cargill signing. She's got a presence that no one else on that WWE roster, not no one else, but like almost no one else on the WWE roster has. When she shows up, if she's good at wrestling, she'll be an instant main event star. She's not ready for WrestleMania this year. They shouldn't put her in WrestleMania this year. You could probably hide her in the Rumble, give her a couple of quick eliminations, then have her kind of just be around for a while. So it's possible. I won't say it's impossible, but she's not. I mean, she's the third most likely to win, and that she's not going to have a WrestleMania match this year. She's not ready yet.
Whack. I don't disagree with you, but still whack if that's the case.
Yeah, I don't disagree either.
Who do we see as surprise entrants?
In the women's,
Yeah,
not RVD. Although I do like that shout, AJ, for the Philadelphia crowd. I mean, I know they're in Florida.
one of a kind.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
We have another
Michelle
Michelle
McCool
McCool
again. Yeah, why not?
And not, we were talking about those wrestling things. I love that. Yeah, not enough for me, which could be a legitimate R&B single, and they used it for wrestling.
Sonya Deville and Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan, a return.
I
For
forgot
Liv Morgan
about
would be
her.
cool.
Where's she? I know she had some legal issues, but that joking aside, she got
think
it
that-
too.
Stratus.
Oh, Trish would be cool to have back.
How about Santina Morella?
No.
You need to
Santina
stop.
Morella,
He's
let's
with-
do it.
Isn't he with
Let's do
TNA?
it.
Is he?
Yeah,
I don't
he
know.
is. He's the general manager of Impact.
TNA.
Pfft.
Y'all love picking people that can't even be on the show.
Well, that's what's funny.
I was gonna. What was I gonna say?
How about this?
AJ Lee.
What's her name?
AJ
Naomi's
Lee.
coming back.
So what about AJ Lee?
If she wants. Her
Stop
husband's
it.
back, so she might not want to wrestle anymore.
Her stand-up husband.
Yeah. Matt's favorite professional wrestler, her husband, CM Punk.
By the way,
no, but Naomi's for sure coming back.
Yeah,
Like 100%. So Naomi will be a surprise entry.
That'll be cool.
And so that'll be fun seeing her back. She'll be back in Florida too, which is kind of like her area. So yeah.
yeah. I can't wait to feel the glow when she comes back.
What
do you
about
think they repackage her, or do you think they do the
They're definitely gonna do that. Dumb.
some and also just for more surprise entrance for men's that we didn't mention, like Stone Cold Steve Austin. How about that?
Sami Zayn.
Sami
Mick
Zayn.
Foley.
McFoley, yeah.
Foley, all four faces of Foley. We'll run that back.
How about Jonathan Coach?
No. Pat McAfee would be fun.
Pat
If he's
McAfee
available.
plus 15,000 according to the
Logan Paul.
Well, he's got a match.
He's got a match.
Yeah, he's busy.
he's whack.
Bad Bunny.
Yes,
Nah,
yes.
we don't need that
Bad
Yes,
Bunny. Oh,
yes.
that has to happen in Florida too. Bad Bunny
I don't.
was a
we-
final
are-
four. Was a
No,
in
we
the
can't
final
do that.
four.
We can't have Bad Bunny and The Rock on the same pay-per-view. Matt will go crazy.
We
It'll
also
be-
we
and
just
they
we
have
also
he has to
just
eliminate
did
him,
that.
of
We
course.
just did that like 2 years ago, so I think we can hold off on
I gotta
Bad
do
Bunny.
it
we
again. This
forgetting-
time he'll be top three.
Are
He's
we
getting closer,
forgetting
closer.
about Brock Lesnar?
9-time Grammy Award
We are not
winner.
forgetting about Brock Lesnar. I think
Brock
Brock
Lesnar.
Lesnar,
It's WrestleMania season, people. That guy
Yeah.
always pops up.
and he's a sleeper pick, by the way, to win the vacant world heavyweight title and
Oh,
fight
can you
Gunther at
imagine?
WrestleMania.
God.
Okay, now that I'm down with.
Gunther,
Listen,
heavyweight Brock versus Gunther for that title. Come on.
Now that's
have a
cool.
better
That's a great
shot
idea.
of RVD showing up in the Rumble than Seth Rollins dropping that title.
or maybe
God.
Gilbert.
Gilbert
Gilbert.
versus Brock.
Gilbert might show up.
How about Goldberg? Why does everybody wrestling hate now?
Because he complains like a little girl.
Hulk Hogan said he's got one more in him.
And he hurt
Yeah.
Bret Hart. That's
Oh
why.
wait, yeah, exactly. Hulk Hogan literally made that. Do we expect 65-year-old Hulk Hogan showing up?
That could
Yeah, in a
genuinely be the
wheelchair.
only thing that makes me turn off my stream.
Dude, just straight up turn.
If
it
Real
on.
American plays, I'll just catch the results the next
That
day.
really is a great song.
Great,
That's
great
amazing.
theme.
In the red state of Florida. I mean, how could you
Great
not? That's
theme.
a perfect match.
It might be the only thing that gets me to turn the stream off.
Dun,
Genuinely.
dun,
They could have Otis win the
dun.
Royal Rumble, and that would be less problematic to me than Hulk Hogan appearing in the Royal Rumble.
We
He's
really could do
65
a
years
whole
old.
podcast of just hypotheticals.
Yeah.
Like, it's that fun. How about about last one, and then we have to move on. One, what about not Hype Williams, Trick Williams coming in.
I could see him getting one of the there's usually one or two NXT guys. Trick would be a really cool
Carmelo Hayes.
call-up.
Yeah.
Carmelo's
Yeah,
like
but
already on SmackDown, kind of.
yeah,
I don't know if he
already-
counts. Yeah, I don't know
and
if he
he
counts
already
as like an
botched that
NXT
one.
guy. Yeah, I don't know if he counts as like an NXT call up because he kind of like is already on SmackDown.
He's not in NXT anymore, right?
He is, but he's also on SmackDown. He's
Yeah,
just
he
on
needs to
both
finish
for
that.
that.
Transitioning. He's transitioning.
He needs to finish that storyline with Trick.
with Trick, and then he'll be on SmackDown full time. So
Yeah.
like, but Trick would be a cool NXT guy. Who else on NXT would be cool? I don't know. Axiom. He'd be good to get tossed
who's
far.
the one with the big head that Ron
Big
Breakker
head.
fought?
Von Wagner?
Yeah, he's gonna show up.
He's technically a free agent, so he could. He's on all three brands, technically.
Yeah, I think he'll pop up in there.
We
Him
gotta
and
have our
Omos.
truth. We gotta have our truth.
So do you think that, or do you think he'll? I guess there's no Judgment Day match. So yeah, he has to be in it.
Yeah,
And we got to see a nice
boring day
Kofi
match.
spot. We got to see a nice Kofi spot. Can't
What do you
forget
think?
about that
Do you think
every
they're
year.
going to do a Kofi spot? Because
Nah,
I don't know.
I think
Kofi's
that
missed it the last few times.
Last year, he got hurt.
Yeah, I feel like they might experiment with no Kofi spot and see if anyone notices.
No, he's
I
just.
will.
Have you seen Dragon
I'll be
Ball
the
Z?
one.
Yeah, I've seen Dragon Ball Z.
So you know that they can fly like that. That's what he'll do. He'll just levitate from the ground.
He'll just levitate from the ground so he
Mhm.
can't get eliminated.
That's what he's gonna do.
No, if Naomi comes back, she could get a Kofi spot though, because she did really well both times that she had one. So
All right,
Can't wait for that.
definitely can't wait, and we have to talk about guys. But what about The Rock's daughter?
the new general
Oh,
manager of
goodness.
NXT.
Yeah,
You know
No,
what that
she's
proved?
they moved her to general manager at 22. So no, she's not going to be in the
At
Rumble.
22
You know what
years
that-
old.
You know what that proves? That she can't wrestle.
Yeah, I think that very much does prove that.
Ooh.
That's
The-
what it proves. It's like
The
3
Rock-
years, 3 years of training, and you're now just been
nothing.
put into GM mode.
Yeah.
It's like
The Rock is more likely
Take
to
that.
win the Royal Rumble than his daughter is to be entered into the Royal Rumble.
Or what about Nick Aldis?
I would love to see him wrestle at some point, but we're not there yet.
Definitely
Yeah,
the
he's-
best. The best. I'm sorry. You saying?
no, but he's definitely fighting Roman Reigns. But
Yeah, he is.
That's gonna be dope. I love that. Whoever came, I think it's Public Enemies podcast, who said that Nick Aldis is the Attorney General to Roman Reigns being the mafia leader.
Yes.
That is the best comparison.
He's it's Elliot Ness and Al Capone.
Yeah,
That's
he
literally
was
what it
really
is.
I love it. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Or like if you see Sopranos, the FBI guy, or Tony.
Yeah, exactly. But I could see that as like the Money in the Bank match
That'd be fun.
in Canada. That'd be awesome.
Is he from Canada?
No.
Okay. Anyways,
Tammy is still taking time off, right? Do you think he'll be back by then?
No, he'll be
by Money in the
surprise
Bank.
entrance.
Yeah. He'll be back. Yeah, he'll be back Saturday, but he'll definitely be back by Canada.
yeah, and we definitely like that.
I think he's gonna set up the feud with Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, that's definitely the next. That's
He's
the
the one that's
WrestleMania
gonna
plan.
eliminate him. Yeah.
Maybe for the IC title, since Gunther's gonna have to vacate it.
Oh no, not this.
Every single match goes back to that decision.
I love it.
Who do you guys think is taking Gunther's title?
Well,
Are you really playing this?
Yeah.
Gunther ain't losing that title, period. He owns it for like 300 and some odd days. You're just gonna think
he's gonna be
like,
champion forever.
What if I say Jinder Mahal? No.
Fine, you could give him that.
I could. Well, Matt, I didn't expect you to say that. No, I could see a New Day guy or a Jey Uso winning it.
Stop it.
Yeah, I was watching Monday Night Raw and I was looking at Jay and I was like,
Jay makes sense.
It's Jay.
Jay makes sense.
Nobody else.
Yeah.
Nobody else. Xavier Woods winning the title would be
that.
Xavier Woods, no.
Oh, they gave everybody else a big match. They can't give Xavier Woods the IC title.
Exactly.
God
they gave
forbid.
him King of the Ring.
Yeah.
He had his triple threat match with Paige and Brad Maddox.
We had Kofi Mania. We had Big E cashing in. Woods gets a crown and scepter. We could give him the IC title for goodness sake.
Don't Google that,
man.
kids. Don't Google that triple threat match. Anyways. Let me separate that.
That just connected to me what you were talking about.
All right, well, stay away from that. We got people that I have to read an ad spot for and get upset, but don't look those up either. But anyways, last but not least, you know who should be why don't we just have the Hurricane come back or Ric Flair?
He always comes back. Ric Flair? AEW.
Yeah.
Ric Flair's 900 years old.
So?
No.
So
I refuse to watch.
How about a returning Shane McMahon?
See if he can make it down to the ring with those legs.
Oh, that was a bad one. Or Snoop Dogg.
I'd be okay with Snoop Dogg as long as he doesn't win.
Bad Bunny was a Final Four Royal Rumble final.
Yeah, they should refrain from doing that in the future if they can.
They have the next Jack Harlow feat.
No.
Man, some good stuff, everybody. But you know, the Royal Rumble is no doubt such a great time of the year, and seeing these 60 men and 60 women all competing for a chance to headline WrestleMania, and these athletes always staying focused and working hard all year long to create the biggest accomplishment of their careers. That's like me in life, finding a way to stay focused to create my biggest accomplishments. These superstars are always hyper-focused on achieving their goals. For you, me, AJ, Ryan, Jose, and everybody else talking, we do our best to try to improve our focus and achieve more. And we could get a little help from our friends at Magic Mind to accomplish that. Ever since I started taking Magic Mind as a way to help improve my energy and improve my focus on my busy life, I wound up finding the solution I needed with this great product. I started taking Magic Mind during my morning routine, and ever since then, it's made a big impact on my concentration and energy. So pretty much I go to the gym every morning. I wake up, I'm getting older, so I got to get my stretches in, and then I take my shot, and then I'm ready to go about my workout. Then I have my breakfast, take my shower, and then I move on with my day. So after taking Magic Mind for some time, I've been taking it for the past couple weeks, I honestly do feel more awake. I'm not as sore as I used to be, and I'm more focused and better equipped for what's coming at me. And again, I have to say it actually tastes very good. The nootropics helped me get a lot done with my day. It allowed me to get less stressed about my world. It doesn't have caffeine, so you don't need to feel bad about drinking morning coffee. You don't have to drink your pre-workout. You can replace all of those together, drink Magic Mind instead, because the stuff really works. And why is that? Well, they have these special ingredients that are used to reduce fatigue and anxiety. It increases your body's resistance to stress. It improves physical and mental endurance, as well as give you the mental clarity to go about your day. And the biggest thing here, I used to have a hard time waking up in the morning, but ever since I took Magic Mind, hit the alarm, bam, let's do it. So I would recommend Magic Mind because it gives me the extra boost I needed in this stressful world. It's helped me physically by getting my body ready for the day, mentally by giving me the clarity I need to go about my business. It gets me excited for everything that's going on. So take this product to live your best life. Simple as that. Take this product to live your best life. I promise you won't regret it. And the Magic Mind team was gracious enough to give us a special offer to share with the Productive Nation, the greatest fans and listeners in the world. You can get up to 56% off your first subscription in the month of January and 20% off your one-time purchase with discount code PRODUCTIVE20. And you get this deal at magicmind.com/JAN Productive Conversations, JAN Productive Conversations, and use the discount code PRODUCTIVE20. And with that special code, it's an extra 20% off. So that's 75% off your total order. And get it quick because this deal ends in January. So hurry before it goes away. And we have the link in the description on all our podcasting platforms and YouTube. And we just want to thank Magic Mind for this opportunity. Trust me, it really does work. Feel great about it and check it out for yourself. So moving on, let us talk about that damn Logan Paul again. Mr. somehow has held the title for what, 6 months? Not one freaking defense.
Title match yet.
Now, I'm not crazy about Kevin Owens, and I don't dislike him. I'm just like, that's Kevin Owens. Cool. But please, beat Logan Paul. How is this all unfolding? Is it going to be a silly match? Is it actually going to be a slobber knocker? I guess that wouldn't surprise me if it wasn't either. But they're doing the right thing and getting that belt off Logan Paul, who was just flexing on Instagram and everything with it.
AJ, you first.
If I'm being honest with you guys, I don't think Kevin's winning this match. I think Logan's taking this title to WrestleMania. I don't know why. I think people love to hate Logan as a champion because he is who he is. And I think the only time he should really lose the championship is at WrestleMania. I don't know if at WrestleMania he's going to lose to Kevin, but he's not losing it at Royal Rumble. Yeah, and honestly, I'm a big fan of Logan, not going to lie. As him as a heel, I like him as a heel.
So yeah,
can't he at least show up once a month at least? Not even. Oh, go fine. I guess he is doing that at least 3 times a month. I mean, what is he doing? Here's my prime, everybody. You trash drink. Here's me getting in a boxing match with this.
Here's my biggest complaint.
Remember when he was flexing a Pokemon card?
I do. It was $1 million Pokemon card.
But this is why I know we're gonna be rich, so we can do stupid things like this to make content from him.
But no, seriously, the only thing I dislike about this is that no, you're good. Is that Logan has this match at all? I think, for me personally, the funniest thing they could have done is have Logan Paul not defend the title a single time until WrestleMania and lose in his first defense. That would make me laugh. It would make me laugh if he was like a 4-month champion. Just because he never agreed to a fight ever. That'd be so funny. But no, I agree with AJ. I'll be honest, I wrote my prediction down, though, as Logan Paul losing, but retaining the title. I don't think Kevin Owens is getting pinned at Royal Rumble. I think he's getting pinned at Elimination Chamber when they run it back with the stipulation, and Logan has to beat him. Because, like I said, they've got no Roman, no Seth. At the what's it called? At the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, Rock's not coming. They need some big stars for Australia. So Logan is definitely going to have a match at that show. I think it'll be against Kevin Owens. It'll be for the title. So I think Kevin wins, but doesn't get the title, like a DQ or a count out or something like that. This will be early. This will be right after the first match. And he'll get mad about it and challenge him to like a steel cage or something in an elimination chamber. I don't know, something like that. And they'll have a match that Logan officially wins. It moves on to, my opinion, LA Knight at WrestleMania. And that's where he loses the title. But yeah, he's not losing at Royal Rumble, but he's not losing the title at Royal Rumble no matter what. I could see him like technically losing the match to make sure the feud extends.
Whatever.
I agree with you on the LA Knight. I think LA Knight is gonna beat him at Mania for the title. I do think Logan Paul will pin Kevin Owens at Royal Rumble just simply because of the stipulation where Kevin Owens has to take off his brace. It just gave Kevin Owens an out to be pinned.
That's true. They could just, with the injury.
So now, so now that he can take the brace off, he agreed to take the brace off. It just makes more sense now. You're not gonna have you add the probably want Logan Paul's boys get involved like they always do, help him out with brass knucks, in and out, kind of clean. Like even though he takes the L, he doesn't get hurt by the loss. Do a rematch, but I can't even see the rematch because I think Kevin Owens will jump in the chamber.
I guess it depends on what the chamber is for.
Well, let's go with this. If Punk or Gunther wins the Royal Rumble, you already know they're going for Seth. So you're gonna have all the SmackDown guys jump in that chamber and get in. So I don't know how
SmackDown guys and Cody.
I wouldn't be surprised because Cody does show up unannounced to SmackDown and behind the scenes with what's his name for the last 2 months, but you don't know why. He just happens to show up in the background. So that will play a part. I think there's a reason why they do that they show Cody at SmackDown for no reason. So it just makes sense. You have Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, and kind of get everybody in that chamber.
What if to show like how desperate he is to finish the story? What if he like takes out like an Austin Theory? Like Austin Theory qualifies, Cody shows up and jumps him and takes his spot.
But wouldn't that be out of character for him though?
It'd be incredibly out of character. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm just trying to figure out a way that they could have it make any sort of sense other than just Nick Aldis being like, I hate Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns hates Cody Rhodes. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. And Aldis just hands him a shot at Roman Reigns simply because he hates Roman Reigns. That'd be the only thing I can think of.
Or you can do the other option is have the Randy Orton, LA Knight, AJ, Cody, Drew McIntyre, and Sami Zayn in the chamber. And
all of like the people that Roman's beat?
Not even. 3 Raw, 3 SmackDown.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So it makes it even. Whoever wins it, it just.
Well,
how do you get Cody to SmackDown if he doesn't win the Rumble?
Well,
like to finish the story,
you don't, because the story this year is with CM Punk.
Okay, but even if we go with that, even if we go with your theory,
this is what you people wanted with CM Punk. This is what you get.
Even if. How do you get him on the SummerSlam if he's going to finish the story of SummerSlam? He has to finish the story.
You have a draft. You have a draft between now and SummerSlam.
Come on. That's so like that.
What do you mean? You send LA Knight to Raw, you send Cody to SmackDown, and that's done.
No, because LA Knight will probably win the US title.
That's fine. You send whoever who has the IC title over too.
Fine. LA Knight can do a sacrifice so he could get some days in as champion, and then WrestleMania 41, he wins, and rightfully so, that one of those World Heavyweight Championships. I don't mind. I understand. Pay your dues with that. But just remember who's on the come up.
LA Knight's on the come up. Jinder Mahal is on the come up.
No, he's not.
I've heard that. I've heard
Jinder Mahal.
I've heard that. Social media told me that.
Why don't we actually talk about the what? Let me ask. You assume this is the main event? I would like to think, right?
If The Rock is coming, then yes.
Yeah.
All right. So let's begin, guys. This probably the greatest fatal four-way match ever. We have
Bold claim.
we have the undisputed
That's-
WWE Universal Championship on the line. We have the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship on the line. Roman Reigns coming in to face Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and LA Knight. One man. Who's going to be the champion? Roman,
Okay.
Randy, AJ, and LA Knight. We know Roman's retaining, but how?
Can we change that question? Can we change it to who's the one that's gonna get the pin?
Like,
Fair
who's getting
enough.
pinned?
Who's taking the pin? That's more interesting though. Who's taking
Matt,
the
who do
L
you
of
think
that
it
one?
is? Matt, who do you think it is?
It's
Taking
clearly
the
AJ
loss.
Styles.
No, it's very clearly not.
No, it's
It's
you have
clearly
to
not.
accept. You have to. I'm sorry. There's a lot. You thought
You know
Cody
who's
was
getting
retaining.
pinned, Matt. You
And
know
you
who's
thought
getting
Cody was
pinned.
winning, and you thought Cody was winning.
He's like, well, you're an idiot. That's what Matt just did. He's like, well, you stop it.
Well, you- LA Knight doesn't
getting
need to take
pinned.
the pin.
But he's going to.
Well, he's
No,
not.
LA is definitely taking that pin. He's getting demoted to the U.S. title. He's taking the pin.
Well,
No,
let's not
he's
call it
earning his
demoted.
time.
Let's call it he's being put on pause at the U.S. title.
Transition. Fine.
Transition to
If
the
he needs
US
to get
title.
if he needs to get a title in as the USA champion, like John Cena did, fair
That's
enough.
true. But no, to answer your question, I think Jose agrees with me again. Yeah, LA Knight is getting
it's
pinned.
crazy.
LA Knight's getting pinned in this match. What I think is interesting, the more I'm watching the build to this match, the less this match should even be happening. Like, no offense to your boy, and no offense to AJ Styles, who both of whom I really do like, but the fans want to see Roman Reigns and Randy Orton. That's
But
who the
why
fans
did they
want to
add?
see.
Why did they add those two?
Because they don't want either of those two people to get pinned.
Right. I'm gonna be. I was joking around. I don't think LA Knight is taking the pin. I'm
do.
gonna be honest.
Excellent.
Excellent take,
Jose.
I think AJ
Absolutely
is
great
taking
job.
the pin. I think AJ's taking it because he is gonna be. He's turning heel, and I think you already see it in the promos with the rest of the group, his group with the
Bullet
non-wrestling,
Club.
they barely, but whatever you want to call them, the OGs or whatever.
The OGs.
Like you can tell that, like you can tell, like he's feuding with them, so you can slowly see
and
that
he has
he's
long pants now.
long pants,
Does.
long
Pants
hair, everything
specifically.
black. He thinks he's the Undertaker all of a sudden. So I think he's taking the pin, and I think he's gonna go full heel after that. And that is where I'm going with.
So just follow me with this one.
Mhm.
We're at the end of this match. I think it'll be a very good match. It'll probably be the main event, especially if Rock's coming back. We have LA Knight, hits a move on Roman, not his finishing move, just a move. LA Knight gets clobbered with the phenomenal forearm. AJ Styles eats an RKO. Roman tosses Randy out of the ring, goes to pin AJ Styles, kick out at 2, goes to pin LA Knight, gets the pinfall. Because here's why. The match at Elimination Chamber, which needs big matches because none of their champions are ready for that show, and it's overseas, it's a big deal, is going to be LA Knight versus AJ Styles. Styles will be the heel. He'll be mad that Knight cost him the title, even though he had Knight beat, blah, blah, blah. Knight will be like, whatever, dude. They'll fight about it. Knight will win, and then he'll use that win to springboard into his title program at WrestleMania with Logan Paul. So I just think that it makes most sense to have, in order to get the match you need at Elimination Chamber, you want AJ Styles looking strongest so that he can lose to LA Knight and make LA Knight's path to WrestleMania more impactful. Whereas if AJ Styles loses and LA Knight just says, I'm picking a fight with you because Australia needs a match, that's not as good of a story. So that's why I'm saying LA Knight's taking the pinfall, simply because they had to set up the Australia match.
What was the last pay-per-view?
Before this one?
Yes.
What was it? War Games was the last official PLE because they had like the
Okay,
day one.
I'm talking about
and all.
Roman Reigns.
He
Wasn't
fought
he
him?
wasn't at War Game. He
No,
wasn't
it
at
wasn't
War
at
Games.
War Games.
It was he fought LA Knight.
It's Saudi, yeah.
and beat yes. So you're telling me, and LA Knight didn't fight at Survivor Series. So you're telling me he's gonna take the L 2 pay-per-views back to back that they're both on.
Yeah, no, he is.
You just destroyed LA Knight's career in 2 freaking seconds.
Oh,
No,
he's
it's
Teflon.
not happening.
Good job,
Jose. Teflon.
He's definitely not. He's not Teflon. He's Slim Jim. He's not Teflon.
Slim Jim.
He takes that out. He's done. He lost all credibility.
They dispatched him to Australia already, Jose. He's got that locked. He's totally fine. The crowd's still screaming, at the top of their lungs, even though he has done very little.
Because he's a real one.
Exactly. Matt, I'm agreeing with you. I know he's a real one. The fans love him, so it doesn't matter if he gets pinned. The fans are gonna love him as much if he gets pinned as if he doesn't. You know,
you're so right. He's a real one. He's the real one of TNA. He needs to get back there.
No, hell no.
LA Knight,
horrendous.
How quickly you agreed, Matt, with him when I'm right.
I think LA Knight.
LA Knight is WWE.
I think LA Knight is gonna AJ cost LA Knight and he's gonna talk smack like he always does, rile up freaking AJ, and then there's your feud. It might even be triple threat because what you really gonna do with AJ Styles anyway? You put AJ, LA, and Logan Paul in a triple threat for the title. Logan Paul probably will lose it, and you keep AJ gets and
Okada.
LA Knight strong.
AJ gets the debuting Kazuchika Okada at WrestleMania.
Oh,
what's that meme that's going out now with with Randy? SmackDown's closing. His big ass. What does he say?
What is that? I can't. I've seen it though. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's literally seconds closing. His big ass.
AJ, what do you think about this Fatal 4-Way? Me and Jose have been bickering about LA Knight for quite a while. What do you think?
Ryan, I agree with you. I do think that LA Knight is getting pinned only because AJ is kind of having his own thing going on right now. He's starting to wear long pants. He's starting to stop being friendly with everybody. I don't think he's getting pinned. And Randy just came back, and he's looking stronger than ever. I don't think he should get pinned. I think LA Knight, he's the clear favorite to get pinned.
So let me ask you a question. What do you do at LA Knight? Who do you think he's fighting? Who do you think he's fighting at WrestleMania?
John Cena.
Logan Paul.
Okay, so that's an easy 1, 2, 3, right? That just came at the top of your head and goes. Now give me who AJ will fight at WrestleMania. So you're telling me you already have a direct
John Cena.
You're already
maybe Randy. Maybe Randy.
It's definitely not going to be Randy.
That's Okada.
I'm not kidding.
I would love to be Okada, but I don't think that's happening either.
It is happening.
Who do you guys think Randy's facing then?
That's a good question.
I don't know. Who are the other 20 people in the Andre?
I think Randy.
Randy and Cody Rhodes.
No, you put Randy with Roman Reigns because just in case Mr. Jinx Ryan over here jinx Seth Rollins, you have a backup plan that leads
absolutely.
You right to
Randy
Roman.
is the backup plan. 100% Randy.
So that's why you're not touching Randy. He's not taking the L. You're not going to give LA in 2 back-to-back L's. You got AJ that really, after this storyline, where does he go? He goes nowhere. He has nothing. He's going to fight with the OGs or his Luke Gallo and them. He's going to feud with them back. That's a freaking mid-card match at best. Second card of the freaking WrestleMania. That's there you go.
Yeah.
Take the L, my dude. Be done. Keep it moving.
No. Listen, I do think they're going to get Okada. I do think he'll fight AJ. If you need Randy Orton in a one-on-one match because The Rock decides to show up, right? Then, honestly, John Cena wants to retire within the next 3 years.
He's not fighting.
His biggest rival of all time is on a bit of a career renaissance. You just do a farewell John match, Randy Orton versus John Cena.
You need to stop. He's not happening this year.
Should have been Edge, but he had to go to AW and
Edge
be wasted.
Edge is busy.
Okada,
Adam Copeland, guys. Adam Copeland.
Yes, Adam Copeland.
Sorry,
what a
Adam
stupid
Copeland.
move he did.
Let me ask you a question. Okada.
I love Adam Copeland / Edge, by the way. I'm not insulting him. He should do what makes him happy, but AEW is smaller than WWE. That's just facts.
Okada goes to WWE.
Right.
Yeah, that's what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Or he's already he's sleeping in bed with Tony Khan already, can do the schedule he wants, and he probably throws all the money, all that Sasha Banks money to Okada, which he probably will.
Have you seen CM Punk's schedule since coming back to WWE? Truly. He's back every 2 weeks?
Yeah, but he's not getting Okada's not getting that schedule. No way in hell he's coming in. Not even Nakamura didn't get that schedule. You better earn that bad boy.
Nakamura didn't want that schedule. Nakamura asked to go to NXT.
Oh, listen, Okada.
Really? Yes, factually. Nakamura asked for a year in NXT.
Yeah, because NXT.
Because he didn't speak any English. He wanted to learn how to. He wanted to get used to being in America before he went.
And look at Nakamura now. He don't speak. Look at English. Best promos he does
are in Japanese. That's totally true. I agree with that, but still.
Best crap ever.
No, Okada's coming because Tony Khan, for as much money as he has one thing that he can never buy, and that's WrestleMania. If you're leaving New Japan, Okada has been the ace of New Japan for 12 years. That's one of the most dominant aces that company has ever had. I know very little about New Japan, and I know who Kazuchika Okada is.
Oh, well, okay, I'll tell you, but hold on. You see, you're wrong there. Last 10 years, all right, Okada hasn't been that big of an impact player in New Japan.
He's been their main guy.
He's been their main guy. No, Naito has been his
Naito has been a heel for half of that
time. Who the hell are these people?
He's the world champion now. He's been the main event in the last 2 years.
Sure, but he's not.
Okada
I think Ryan and Jose have to wrestle.
Listen, if he wanted to just have a nice paycheck and work no dates and all that stuff, he would stay in New Japan where he could write his own ticket.
He's gonna do the kabuki and just
he
go
doesn't
there
want to come to AEW and perform for 900 people. He's already done Forbidden Door. He's already seen that crowd. He's already been part of that scene. Great for him. He already knows how that company works. He's not going to show up and do the AEW thing for 900 folks. He's going to go where there's tons of money, and he finally gets a WrestleMania match, and they can promise him a WrestleMania match with an opponent he knows well on his very first day, just like they did for Cody. And that's exactly what's going to happen. AJ Styles versus
you realize
Styles Okada WrestleMania. That's what's happening.
Okada can make mad money. AEW work 2 days.
Make mad money anywhere. He's very talented.
He's all right. He ain't
pulling
no numbers.
It's the Rainmaker.
The Rainmaker.
Is it cool?
No, it's not. It's stupid. But my point is, he plays. He goes to. He's been on TNA. Have you been watching it, Matt?
No,
Matt's not
exactly. He pulls no numbers. So WWE is not gonna give him this big contract.
But they don't need him to pull numbers because they got Roman Reigns. They just need him to fight AJ Styles one time.
My thing, they're not gonna give him a big deal.
This last point on this, then I just do want to talk about him for a little bit.
Okay,
go ahead.
No. What do you have on this?
Oh, my Jose, point. Go ahead, and I'll finish up.
Listen, Okada, you give him big money, works two days a month at AEW and spend the rest of his month with his sweet, hot-looking wife, or go to WWE, not make that much as AEW, work 5 days a week, every week, and be at best a mid-carder because he ain't going to be a top player in the game.
Okay, ready? I'll just end this here. Look at the news from this week from both those companies. What did WWE do this week? They made $5 billion. What did TNA? What did AEW do this week? They released that they, for some reason, decided to run a show Super Bowl weekend in the city that the Super Bowl is hosted in. And surprisingly, they've only sold 800 tickets. So Okada, listen to me. Let me finish, Jose. I'll let you finish.
Okay.
Let me finish. Okada has a choice. Triple H is a savvy businessman. He's not going to come in with a lowball offer to Okada. What Okada get is going to be plenty of money for what he's worth.
They really announced this show at Super Bowl weekend.
If AEW overpays and Okada says, I actually don't care if anyone watches me wrestle, I just want the most money possible for the least amount of dates, then maybe he'll go to AEW.
If me and AJ don't know who he is, then he's not worthy.
Hold on, totally get a good deal for limited dates and get his WrestleMania moment. I think that's what he's going to go for. That's all I got to say.
Here's my problem with your theory about less than 1,000 people. He just fought at TNA.
Who cares?
300 people. Do you think he give a crap how many people are in the dang attendance?
I'm sure he
You know,
would.
this guy doesn't seem that
No.
important if he's only fighting in front of
It's
thousands of people.
TNA for
I'm just
300
saying.
people.
He fights.
They're like-
he fights in sold out arenas in Japan, man. It's totally different. Jose is doing a false equivalence, but it's fine. We'll see what happens at WrestleMania when he comes out. We'll see what
300
happens.
people.
We're gonna have to see, but here's the thing, and what at the end of this fatal 4-way, The Rock is coming out to stare at Roman Reigns for what may very well be the most important stare down in combat sports history. Not only wrestling, not only MMA, not only boxing, not only karate. It's this: The Rock and Roman Reigns having the stare down of stare downs. Guys, tell me about how you're going to feel when this happens.
All right, AJ, you first. What are you thinking?
All right. Biggest stare down ever in combat sports is a little bit
Bigger
of a
than
push.
Ali Frazier. It's
It's a
Ali Frazier level.
But if this
Yeah,
happens,
that was wild.
the most surprising thing that is going to happen probably is I'm not going to be focused on Roman or The Rock. I'm going to be more focused on Solo and his reaction. How is he going to respond? Because if The Rock is coming out, it's only for one reason. That's to challenge Roman Reigns. And I don't know if Solo is loyal to Roman or if he's just loyal to whoever's head of the table.
Jose, what do you think?
I think by the end of the day, we're going to be disappointed. Nothing happened.
Man, that
I
would
think-
suck.
So I'm going to say that something.
I'm not even sure. I'll give you this. If that's not the main event, it's hard. If you really look back last year's how Royal Rumble ended, it was such amazing with
So
Sami
good.
Zayn.
So good.
It's so freaking hard to even top that bad boy.
Right.
And then just that. So if you're obviously if you're saving that match as the main event, Rock has to come out.
Yeah.
But then it just takes away that surprise moment, like when CM Punk came out and went viral. So because you know he has to come out, or you're gonna be disappointed, like a little boy on Christmas Day, think you're gonna get that puppy, and all you got was a stuffed bear named Teddy. Like, I didn't want this.
Yeah,
That's true.
So
I think Jose's probably right in that we're not going to see The Rock. I don't know that The Rock's going to be at WrestleMania this year. I think it's still basically a coin flip in my brain. But let's assume, since everything else I've booked is basically requiring The Rock to return. In my head, all my predictions require The Rock to be at WrestleMania. So if we assume that I'm right and he is back, then yeah, I think it's going to be a huge stare down. I don't think he gets involved in the match. I don't think he plays any part in any of that. I think Roman is going to win this match. However, he's going to win it. I do think he could get physical with Solo if Solo decides to just like run in and attack. I think that, or Jimmy, one of the two, doesn't really matter. Actually, I think for sure he's going to take out one of them, and whoever he doesn't take out is going to be the one that's like the first to break. So like they'll be scared of The Rock and be like, I don't know what to do. I just, like I said, I don't know how Jay plays into all this, and he's got to. So, that's something to look out for. But yeah, if it does happen, and I think it could seriously happen, it'll be just as big as last year's Rumble ending, in my mind anyway. But I don't know. Last year's was really good. You're right, Jose. It'd be hard to top that.
yeah.
Even with The Rock. To top it without The
Right.
Rock would be impossible. I guess they could have, if Cody wins the Rumble, they could end it with Cody coming out. That could be a way to like have a surprise that's not The Rock, but that wouldn't mean the same stuff. You know what I mean? That would be very different.
Right. And I think if the last match is, if the last match is the 30-man Royal Rumble, then Cody or CM Punk's winning that. You're
Yeah,
always
'cause
thinking
that could
in the back of your mind, you're always thinking the face, the written rule in WWE, make sure the fans go home happy. So I just feel like
Yeah, I mean, so the
And
only
also, okay,
Oh,
no,
go ahead.
I'll let. Well, my point is, after this big deal was made with Netflix and WWE, where The Rock rings the bell where The Rock rings the bell on Wall Street.
Well, he's a new
Or he
board member
goes-
at TKO, which we didn't even talk about.
Well, who cares? What does that even mean?
Does that mean he's
It's
the
big.
boss? He's everyone's boss.
Yeah, but
is the
what does that
owner.
matter? He's not going to show up after this. Anyways,
No, that
I'm
matters-
the
that
biggest
matters
Rock
a lot.
fan of all time.
That matters a lot.
Well, he has. What about the XFL? Or I should say, the United Football League.
That's
It's
something
starring in
different.
Black
Unrelated.
Panther, not Black, and Black Adam 2 and stuff like
Also
that.
unrelated.
Well, The Rock is showing up on First Take, doing this, all this hype.
Yeah.
You're telling me the week of he just doesn't? What does he have to do? Make another movie? Make another Baywatch type?
He may not want to do it. I think that we're discounting the idea. Like, we've always been like, oh, The Rock would come back if he's busy or if he's not busy. And that's been like conventional wisdom for years. I think it's time we all accept, if he doesn't show up at WrestleMania this year, truly, then we have to accept that The Rock is not staying away because he's busy. He's staying away because he just doesn't have any interest in coming back, which is
Why
totally
did
fine.
he join the TKO then?
They're
In
paying him
wrestling?
$30 million.
Well, he could get
that
that doing a
probably
movie.
Not just that, $30 million
year.
Plus he got his Rock. He got
And
he
he got the rights to his name.
I thought he got his. I thought he got his name back years ago. Now there's definitely on the record on Howard Stern of him saying, "Yeah, I own the name." So he must have been a liar.
Yeah, it definitely was a liar. He's telling people that he used to wrestle at car dealerships, which is not true. So yeah, The Rock
You
makes
calling
things
The Rock
up.
a liar?
I'm saying he makes things up every now and again. Yeah.
Who's more of a liar, The Rock or Hulk Hogan?
Hulk Hogan. Yes.
Come on now. Hulk Hogan can't tell the truth if you paid him. You could pay him to tell you the truth and he'd still find a way to lie.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's a big deal if he comes back, certainly. It definitely means that's the Mania main event. I do think it's a coin flip if he does.
And the biggest stare down of all time.
And certainly in WWE. Matt, who do you think points at the sign first?
They're going to do the...
They're going to look at it. They won't point. They're just going to look at it.
You know what?
Yeah, exactly. They're just going to look and go, ah! The crowd goes
listening to Ryan now made me realize I don't think Rock's showing up.
Okay, come on. Why?
All right. So can I ask you a question? Let's say he does show up at the end of Royal Rumble, right? He comes down and he confronts Roman Reigns and he probably points the fucking sign to the WrestleMania and like all this bull crap. And that's it. He's not gonna show up Monday night.
No.
So
Or
okay,
Friday.
so Monday, Friday. So there's 1 week down. So you expect him to fight and get this done?
Yes.
In 6 weeks?
Yes.
It's not Rock. Rock takes a year. Rock took a whole year to fight. He came in just to say 1 year from now, John Cena, me and you, the match, the once in a lifetime. And then you know what? To stick it to us, we'll have it another once in a lifetime again.
Once in a lifetime again.
Like he takes a year. It makes no sense. It's totally rushed. I just don't see it. Now everybody's gonna get pumped up, and Monday night, everybody comes to Monday night, and it's just a regular Monday Night Raw. Or nothing happened Friday night, except for the Kabuki Warriors winning the tag team titles.
I think that might happen at Royal Rumble, but we'll see.
I guess we will have to see. But you know what? The Rock's coming back because
Matt said so.
Exactly, because I said so. And there's too much on the line for that. Saying head of the table for what? Just for shits and giggles?
Well, so to answer that, Matt, he's the director, or he's in the board of directors.
Oh my God, he was not referring to that. He was not referring to his corporate job.
I don't think he was either. I don't think he was referring to anything. I think he was just trolling people. But he could make the argument, like post hoc, that that's what he was talking about.
At the end of the day, what does The Rock have? What does he have better? What does he have to do besides star in that A24 movie and wrestling and running the UFL, the United Football League, which will only last this spring, and all that.
Seasons. Get an expansion. That was 2024 episode. I don't know, Matt. I hope for you, and I think AJ would agree with me, especially since we've been on a lot of these pods with you where you always in the prediction show you're always super pumped about The Rock, and then we get to the reaction and there's never any Rock, and you're very disappointed. So I hope for your sake that when we do our reaction show, we could talk about how awesome it was to see The Rock come back at Royal Rumble, and not what we typically do, which is, well, there was no Rock this time, but maybe next time. You're like Charlie Brown with the football. So I hope for your sake that we do get The Rock, but I think I'm literally going coin flip. I wouldn't put
Ryan,
money on it.
I have a feeling, sorry to interrupt, but I have a feeling we're not going to see a happy Matt
No?
this weekend. I have a
I am
feeling.
putting it to 50-50. I think this is the closest we've been to getting The Rock finally coming back for WrestleMania. This is the closest we've been.
You know what's gonna be 100%? Ginger Mahal in the Royal Rumble, baby.
Hey, you know
What a
what?
disgrace.
Ginger's got beef with The Rock. So maybe Ginger's got first. Maybe we hold off Rock because he needs a year to build. He's going to build to WrestleMania 41 with Roman, but he's going to have a match with Ginger at 40.
We're going to just ultimately have to see. But regardless, should be a good show. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Check out the reaction on Tuesday, and we'll go from there. There's going to be some good times ahead, and let's enjoy it. Great job from Ryan, AJ, and Jose. Thank you to Magic Mind for sponsoring the show.
Yes.
And we'll see you on Tuesday.
See ya.